Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm Ethan Van Sciver. I got to go see this Avengers movie. I got a ticket. The only ticket that was left in the front row. All the way in the corner. What the f?
Hello, I started this gangsta shit. And this the mother thanks I get. Hello, I started this gangsta shit. And this the mother thanks I get.
Bro, someone told me Wolverine was in this at the end. I hope not. Really hope not.
The purple mattress glows memory foam out of the bedroom. Only purple passes the durability test.
Yep, the entire screen is a parallelogram. This is not a good angle to see a movie, not in 3D either. Whatever.
DirecTVNow.com.
Thanks for hanging out
Yeah.
with me. AT&T struck your fancy with endless streaming
This
and
looks
super
so
fast
good.
internet, making your entertainment options
No, not that.
unlimited.
This.
Important scene in your cell phone rings?
Bro, this entire movie is going to be seen in peripheral vision. It's over. The audience sits here stunned, waiting for a post-credit scene. I have to pee. So bad. So it was like the Muppet Show versus Joseph Stalin. But the closing scene, spoilers, I guess, Captain Marvel's coming. Oh my gosh. Fun but silly. The Marvel Universe is a clown show. It's full, well, except for three characters. You've got Black Panther, you've got Tony Stark, you've got Captain America, and those three guys are basically constantly beleaguered by about 36 other jackasses that all want to outwit each other. They all talk like Joss Whedon. So if you like that kind of dialogue, if you enjoy the wittiness, the repartee of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or any of his other fine works, where everyone acts as though they grew up as an unattractive ginger who had to develop a sparkling, funny personality in order to attract the opposite sex. This movie is for you because you get that in spades. You get tons of incompetence. You get a totally bitch-made Hulk who gets his ass handed to him in the first part of the movie and then won't come back. So there's almost no Hulk in this movie. And by the way, the guy who plays Bruce Banner, I have no use for you. You're not Bruce Banner. I don't know what you're doing in this movie. Bruce Banner is supposed to be a little wimpy dude, okay? That's the whole point of the character is he's a skinny little nerdy scientist, and the whole idea behind the Hulk is push him too far, and then he's gonna Hulk out. See, it's about being bullied. It's about anger and resentment at being bullied. That's what the Hulk is. So I don't know what this big, thick dude is doing as Bruce Banner, but get him out of here as soon as possible. What was it? What was the story about? I mean, I think it wasn't exactly a feel-good movie. People in the audience, when it was over, as you heard, as I told you, sat there stunned in their seats, waiting for some kind of redemption, waiting for some post-credit scene that would actually make them feel better about what they just went through. Did it come? I mean, they kind of went, a few people went, yeah, oh, yeah, they didn't get it. Very few people understand what the symbol on Samuel L. Jackson's phone was. I mean, what was it? That's because Marvel Comics thinks Captain Marvel is a lot more popular than Captain Marvel actually is. The fact that she's getting her own film, the most unappealing, is she the most unappealing character Marvel Comics has right now that they keep pushing on fandom? She could be. She could very well be. I find her to be pretty annoying and unattractive and uninteresting. And from the pictures that I've seen of the movie that is forthcoming, some dumpy next door neighbor with unwashed hair and a Captain Marvel suit isn't exactly going to set the world on fire. So what does this movie mean? Part of me thinks this is just another symptom of modern day politics. Half of this country feels the way that movie made everyone feel. They feel like it's all over. They failed. This big brute came in and basically dominated, and the rest of the world is just disintegrating, or 50% of the country. 50% of the universe is disintegrating. They point that out over and over again. Half of the country dies, while the other half prospers, and we hope that other half, as Thanos says, remembers Tony Stark. It's not exactly subtle. I mean, it's pretty clear that this is a political metaphor, and the idea that Captain Marvel, who is an unattractive, dumpy, masculine woman, is going to be the key to overthrowing Thanos. Oh, I hope that movie ends like this movie did. I really do. I hope it does, and I hope there has to be an Infinity War 2, in which we just kind of undo somehow. I mean, the way this movie ends, okay, it's obvious. As people sat there kind of like stunned in the theater, you guys don't know how comic books work. This happens all the time. These characters have died 100,000 times. All right, so indispensable. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. Without Robert Downey Jr., there is no franchise. He is the heart and soul of these movies. I've been a fan of his since I saw him do Chaplin back in 1992, I think it was. And then it was rumored that he had some drug issues, some alcohol issues, and it was affecting his career, which I thought was a shame because he's such a charming and brilliant, funny actor. I mean, charisma, he oozes charisma. Nobody else on the screen in these movies has the charisma that Robert Downey Jr. has. And without him, you're left with, Evans, Captain America, who's fine. He's perfectly bland in his role. Thor is Chris Hemsworth? Good-looking guy. He does the job fine. But Robert Downey Jr. is an exceptionally charming and interesting, compelling actor that you do want to watch. You do want to watch him when he's on the screen. Without him, these movies wouldn't exist. They're not going to go on. Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. He is Iron Man. Nobody else can ever play that role ever, ever, ever again. So once-in-a-lifetime actor. I do believe he's this generation's Cary Grant. Very, very important guy. What else did we learn from this movie? I like the new Spider-Man. That's going to make me not very popular. I know that some people tended to dislike Homecoming. I thought it was pretty good, and for what it was. And I like this rendition of Spider-Man. I like the idea that he's got a pretty cool costume that Tony Stark made. It just makes a lot more sense. And I like how he went out. Out of all the characters that, spoiler alert, I gotta put a spoiler tag on this, but out of the way all of the characters kind of faded out, like he was the only one that actually took my heart a little bit, because I was thinking about his Aunt May and I was thinking about his real life and how he was just kind of a dumb stowaway kid who probably shouldn't have come along. But then again, if he didn't come along, this was going to happen to him anyway. Like I said, I feel this way. I actually like Spider-Man. I like Tony Stark. The interaction that those two had at the end actually did warm my heart. Josh Brolin as Thanos. I was sitting in the corner of the theater, so I saw the entire movie with my peripheral vision, and yet from my angle, Thanos' neck was the size of a Walmart, and his little head with his big purpley jaw was kind of perched on the end of this enormous neck, and I was watching that as an artist. That really kind of drew me in, thinking about, wow, you're allowed to make Thanos' neck that thick? THICC? Cool, that's good to know. Ask me to draw Thanos. He was great. He was very, very good. The character was scary. The CGI was top notch. I've never seen anything quite as good as the way Thanos looked on the screen. You could definitely tell he was Josh Brolin. Guardians of the Galaxy. If this was that kind of a thing, like if this was an athletic spectacle, if this was a concert or something like that, the Guardians of the Galaxy would have ended. They were clowns on the screen. Every single one of them was ceaselessly annoying, irritances. Rocket Raccoon, they all have this Joss Whedon-esque banter between everyone, and it's so funny that Thor keeps calling him Rabbit, and he doesn't correct him. Rabbit, just say I'm a raccoon, and you are what? a monkey, like that. I mean, every single character was annoying. Every single character had to be funny all the time. Particularly hardest hit, of course, were Guardians of the Galaxy, and the main character, Chris Pratt, whoever he plays, Star-Lord, made a fool of himself in this movie. And yeah, I couldn't wait for the Guardians of the Galaxy to go away. The theme of the movie, oh my gosh, like Captain America isn't the same as he used to be. Like, he's got a beard and he doesn't have his shield. Get this man a shield. Let's have Captain America back. Thor needs his hammer, you know. It's like Bucky needs his arm, you know. It's yeah, let's make these guys heroes again. Let's get them back. Real sense of, you know, of time and place. If you I believe if you are on the left politically, this film is really going to hit you in the feels, like that sense of despair that you probably feel every single day as America moves on, is reflected on the screen there. The rest of us are just like, why don't you cheer up? Like, what do you mean? Shave that beard. You know, Thor, knock it off. Loki, is Loki dead? I hope so. What else? I don't know. I just feel like the worst part of this movie was the very last second of, you know, of the post-credit scene, where I'm just like, what is going to be on that phone? And, you know, somebody was joking on Twitter and said, oh yeah, Wolverine is going to be in it. And I was like, could it be the X-Men? Why would Nick Fury be calling the X-Men? It's got to be something like the Nova Corps or something like that. No, it's Captain Marvel. Yeah, we're gonna have to sit through a Carl Manvers movie, but I will be there. I'll be there in the front row, not in the front row. I'll be there in the middle of the theater. I will buy my tickets early this time. I will be there early. I'll be there almost as quickly and promptly as I will be to watch Solo, a Star Wars story, the trailer of which showed in front of this movie, and no one cared. No one cared. Nobody laughed. The audience was silent through it. I just shook my head and I was just like, you know, okay, here we go. I can't wait. Can't wait to see that. That's coming up. So tell me what you thought of my film review. Tell me what you think of what you thought of the movie itself. Like this video if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. Send me a message. And yeah, leave comments below. If you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe. I do appreciate you guys. And yeah, I think the next time we'll be doing a movie review, it's going to be Solo. Thank you so much to my Patreon backers for the month of April. Your support, your pledges really help this channel. And I do appreciate you. Thank you very much.